Hey everybody. Alright, we are talking about Schrödinger's cat from Essential Accessories. Go ahead and take a close-up look here. Too close. This is in PEI. This one had me kind of perplexed for quite some time because it's mechanical, but I was always able to see the magnets in the top of the PEI piece. Comes in a couple different materials, but I think the other one's like copper nickel and some other metal I don't want to hold. So yeah, I was curious what was the story with this one. And it turns out it's both mechanical and magnetic, and that's kind of what makes it special. Give it a listen. Construction is really interesting too. Now, that's not its final form in terms of sound. We can mess around with that a little bit right now and see what we can make happen here. First, take a look at what came in the box. Got a little lanyard in there. 2 different tools. Got a couple extra magnets. It came with more than that, but I've already put some in. Talk about that a little bit. Then some extra balls and springs. Alright, so a whole little grab bag there. I see the cat now. So it's Schrödinger's cat. But to me it also kind of looked like the design that was on the Gao owl originally. But anyway, so PEI. I think I may be off here, but this looks like PEEK to me for the inner lining, and then also PC, which is just a clear plastic. So PEI is this more machinable, durable plastic that's yellowish. PEEK is this light brown, more machinable, durable plastic. And then PC is this clear, more machinable, durable plastic. So it's this like mashup of all the plastics. Interesting. So first, let's do this. Right here in the middle, you can see this little hole. And when I push up on that, I make an absolute mess. The top plate comes off, so it does make it quite easy to take out your magnets. If you just want to have a mechanical experience. Which when it first came, there were no magnets in it, except for the middle piece there. And it was super light. I mean, it still feels, it's all these plastics, but the way they machined them, it's not polished or anything like that. It felt a little cheap, and it was really light. as plastics are. But, you know, you add magnets, you add a little weight to it. Other thing to note, we're looking at a kind of like extended standard track here with a little bit of skate in between. So the ball hits the detent, skates over that little middle part, and detents again, which that pattern right there will often lend itself better to pings. Because as that ball is pushed out, it's kind of skating along, and all of a sudden, pops right into that hole. And then you've got a dense track over on the side. This top plate is only running on that pingy skate track on the side. And not the pingiest thing I've ever heard either. So let's take that off. I haven't done a shout out on this tray for a while, but Ray at Made EDC rocks. Ray made me this tray, made me the whole play box, which is a series of trays. God bless him. I love this set. Still use it regularly. Look at that. Wow. Got it all the way right over there. Anyway, all right. Thank you, Ray. I'm still zoomed in, for God's sakes. Probably didn't see the play box, but God. Look at that. Gorgeous. All right, so it's got these two screws in that peak track on the side. I just can't believe how many different plastics they fit into one slider. It's usually one. It's usually just one. Either get PEI, you get PC, or you get peak. To have all three in one is pretty wild. Okay, so we've got the top plate out. We've got the magnets out. We've got the two screws on that side undone. And now I figure out how I did this before. Oh yeah, it's got one little lip right there. You can just kind of see the lighter part there. That sets in there. Okay, so now we've got access to these two little balls there and springs. All right. And then that little track can come off. This also gives you access to those two magnets for that side that you could not pop out. Let's see. No, those don't come out. Okay, that makes sense why they were in when I got it. Now, let's see what the... So it only came with the silicone nitride, but I think the screws might be different resistance here. With this having not reached its final form, I can't say one way or the other whether I'm super duper into it. I think I like it. I think I didn't like it. I know for sure I didn't like it when I took it out because I thought, how is this worth what it's worth. And then I started taking it apart and then realized it's a lot more complicated than I thought it was in terms of its design. So let's put this right in there. I've got a stiffer spring. Let's see, when I put this back on, like so, this side will be running on that standard track. Let's put it on the dents. Now we're only going to do one. Kind of hook that lip in there, press it down. Always good when there's a slider that lets you kind of play test before you make a final decision and screw everything together. So that sounds good to me. And I like the resistance on it. God damn it. Darn it. So we'll pop that puppy in there. Line this up. Catch that little lip, snap it in. Okay. Now when I push it that way, we can screw those in. And that's kind of a cool way too that they made this to be able to do a quick change on the magnets without having to mess with the mechanical. Vice versa, that may end up being a little too loud, honestly, I'm not sure. Then I've got these little magnets here. And I don't know what these two little balls do. But you can see there's a little hole right on the end for these two magnetic balls. And I'll put them back in there because they were there. But I wonder if I just did one magnet on the end, what would that be like? Oh. Interesting, it gives it this kind of kick up. Let's pop that out there. I think. Wow, yeah. Okay, let's take this. Let's do two in the middle. Now you get some of that crackle because the magnets are strong enough that they're pulling it and it's dragging that ball and spring along with it and really making it sound like each magnet hit is really crunchy. When it's really not the magnets, it's just the ball and spring. I'm going to try one more thing. We won't mess around with the other side. This is probably enough to show you the one. Those magnetic balls back in there for some reason. Don't know what. And let's just put it, yeah. Damn it. Let's just put one, putting one in the front doesn't make sense because that's just going to pop off right away. So take that back. What else should we try? The other thing is, too, you could have one side mechanical. That's maybe where it's at. To get those good clicks and some good pops. That's pretty good. You're only getting 2 clicks out of it, so it's not going to be anything intense. Anyway. That might be something. I'm going to keep messing with it. And maybe I'll do a little follow-up short or something like that if I find the perfect orientation. But this is an interesting piece and definitely lends itself to a lot of modification and maybe some interesting feedback and feeling. Very interesting. Okay. Schrödinger's cat, people.